Hi everybody, this is Yosaran from BoyMeetsPhone.com, and what I have here today is the Exhibit 2 4G by Samsung. This is a phone for T-Mobile. It's currently available on prepaid at Walmart, and on November 2nd you'll be able to get it in T-Mobile stores and other T-Mobile retailers on or off contract. This video is going to share some of my first impressions of the device. First things, talk about some of the things design-wise that I like. I like the textured back. As you can see, it's not soft touch, but it has a really nice texture on it, so it feels really nice in the hands. I like that they carried over the sliding micro USB door from the Galaxy S series devices. The camera flash is rather bright. That can't hurt it. It can hurt it sometimes if you have the flash on and it's close up, but in a dark area, I see that being a good thing, and I'm going to do some more pictures to test that out. But it is a rather bright flash. One of the first things I thought when I looked at the phone is this cannot be a 3.7-inch display. Anybody that's held My Touch, which I'm pretty sure has a 3.8, see a 3.8 or 3.7. Either way, it's around the same size display. The My Touch is not as small as this device, but it does have a 3.7-inch display, which is a little bit bigger than the first exhibit, which came out in June, I believe. The first exhibit had a 3.5-inch display, but the first exhibit also had a 3.5-inch AMOLED display, whereas this is a TFT display. I guess that was a cost-saving measure, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's a bigger screen, and it actually is a rather nice screen to look at. It is running TouchWiz 3.4. Sorry, TouchWiz 4. Why did I say 3.4? Other things on my mind, but it is running TouchWiz 4. So it's not running TouchWiz 3, it's not running 3.4, which I don't even think exists. It is running TouchWiz 4. So it's running the same version of TouchWiz that you would get on the Galaxy S2 series of devices, which is always nice to see. One of the downsides, however, is there's only one phone, yay! There's only one resizable widget available on this device, and that would be the Notepad widget. It would have been nice if they had included some more, but I believe that's probably a space-saving measure that they did that. I mean, it's not the Galaxy S2 where you get 16 gigs on the low-end storage built in and a gig of RAM. So I guess they did it to save on storage, but it would have been nice to see more. But I guess I can see why they didn't put more. As you can see, the display is actually quite nice. It does a really good job of reproducing colors. Some other things to note. This is running, let me go into the settings. You can see right there is Android 2.3.5. Sorry. So Android 2.3.5 Gingerbread. So that means you do get Google Talk Video Chat right out of the box, which is always nice when you have a phone with a front-facing camera, which this does have right there. It says a VGA front-facing camera. So when you have a new phone with a front-facing camera with video chat right out the box, that's always nice to have. Some other things I've noticed. There's no haptic feedback on this device. Now, it took me a little while because I was playing with it, and I'm like, there's something missing here. And it wasn't until I started using the keyboard that I was like, it's not vibrating when I touch it. So I thought, well, just maybe there'd be something in the settings, maybe it just wasn't on. There's actually no haptic feedback setting on this. I don't know if that's a software issue or just an oversight or maybe just a problem with my unit, but that is something I, thought I should make a note of and tell you guys. Also, if I go into settings here and go into display settings and look at brightness, I can speak English. Brightness, what's missing here? the setting to turn it on auto brightness. So apparently that is also missing. Again, I'm not quite sure if this is a problem with my unit, because there is an ambient light sensor in it. It just apparently is not communicating with the phone, from what I've been able to figure out. So I'm not quite sure if it's just my phone or is it going to be all versions of this phone. I'm going to actually see if I can get my hands on another one to test out, to check that out. But, I mean, it's nothing that can't be fixed with a software update if it's just a software issue. But if it's a actual production issue, that might cause problems to some. But I mean, you can always just adjust the brightness, especially with the toolbar up there. But again, felt it was something to note that there's no setting to change the brightness automatically, because there's a issue with the ambient light sensor. Some other things about this phone: it is running a 1 GHz processor. It's one of the Qualcomm Snapdragon system chips. So it has a 1 GHz Scorpion processor and a Adreno 205 GPU. So it's the same setup that you get inside the MyTouch 4G. That also means that, like the MyTouch 4G, this is running off of, well, this is a 4G phone. It's running off of T-Mobile's HSPA Plus network. It's running off the 14 megabits per second side. So unlike the first exhibit, which was running off the 21 megabits per second side, it is slightly slower. But again, that's probably a cost-saving measure, because I mean, it is $200 off contract. So it doesn't slow down the device. I found that internet browsing so far has not been an issue. I found that it had at times a problem keeping the 4G signal here, at least where I'm at. But in its defense, I'm literally on a line between 3G and 4G for T-Mobile. So, like, literally, if I go to the next room, I'm going to be in 3G territory. So, but when it does have 4G service, it does have a very decent signal. It keeps the speeds pretty decent. So far, speed tests have been, at least where I'm at right now, around 3 megabits per second, which is good for my current location because, like I said, I'm literally on the line between the two. Sound quality so far. The earpiece is a little quiet for my liking. That's not to say that it's really quiet and it's not that loud. I like louder earpieces. It's clear and more than audible, but it's not loud enough for my liking. Some people might like it, but it's more than acceptable, just not loud enough for my personal taste. The speaker, on the other hand, is pretty loud. So those were my first impressions of the Samsung Exhibit 2 4G. The full review should be up in a week or so at boymeetsphone.com. So remember to check out the site to get the full review on this phone. And also to like me on Facebook, facebook.com/boymeetsphone. Thanks for watching.